Sai SS Academy. This is me Ashwati Nair. Today I am going to discuss about the class 10th history, chapter 1, the rise of nationalism in Europe. Up to the Treaty of Vienna we covered in our last video. This video we are going to discuss about the revolutionaries. Okay, have a look on the board. That means secret societies sprang up, aim, spread idea of nationalism, opposed monarchy, wanted freedom and autocratic rule, nation state. Okay, that means during the years following 1815, that Vienna, the Treaty of Vienna was on 1815, isn't it? That means during that years that following, the secret societies sprang up in many European societies. Okay, and what was their aim? Yes, what was their aim? Their aim was to spread the idea of nationalism. What is nationalism? Yes, nationalism means that means they have a need to spread the love and culture of their country. Okay, they have to spread the culture and love of their country. That is nationalism. And next one is that they have to oppose monarchy. That means they need power on the common people's hand and not on kings. Okay, actually at that time the kings are ruling there, isn't it? So these people or the revolutionaries, they need the power on the common peoples and not on the king's hand. Got it? Next is the need to end the autocratic rule. They need the freedom. They need to end the privileges enjoyed by the upper class people. Got it? And other one is that they need to build the nation state. Nation state means what is that? That means they need where the common culture will be there, where common language, common tradition, common history. All these things they need. So, among the revolutionaries, one such individual was there and he was an Italian revolutionary. His name is Giuseppe Mazzini. Okay, Giuseppe Mazzini. Okay, look, have a look on the Giuseppe Mazzini. He was an Italian revolutionary. He was the member of the secret society Carbonari and he formed two secret societies in Italy in Marseilles and in Europe in Berne, and he believed in the unification of Italy. Okay, understood now? It is very easy. That's why I wrote small points. That means he was an Italian revolutionary. He became a member of the secret society named Carbonari, and he founded the two secret society, and the name of the two secret societies were in Italy in Marseilles and in Europe in Berne. Okay, he wanted to unify the Italy, and he believed that that if Italy will become unified, then only there will be one language, one history, and one culture. Okay, he believed that if Italy became unified, then only there should be one language, one history, and one culture. He wanted to unify the Italy, one language, one history, and one culture. He believed this unification alone could be on the basis of the Italian liberty. Okay, I think now you got about what was the idea of this Giuseppe Mazzini. And here comes a question: what was the contribution of the Giuseppe Mazzini? If it comes like that, you can write these points. Who was Giuseppe Mazzini and what was his ideas? That means what was his idea to unify the Italy and what the things he did for that. Okay, understand children? Yes children, we discussed about the revolutionaries and one important Italian revolutionary, Giuseppe Mazzini. Next our topic is the age of revolutions. Okay, the age of revolutions from 1830 to 1848. When? The age of revolutions from 1830 to 1848. Here comes a question: why revolution happened? Yes, why revolution happened? Okay, that means the age between 1830 to 1848, the idea of nationalism and the spread of liberalism associated with the revolution in many regions of the Europe. Okay, that means the idea of nationalism and the spread of liberalism associated with the revolution in many regions of Europe. We can see this in many parts of the European countries like Italy, Germany, Ireland and Poland. So here the revolution happened because of the two ideas, the liberalism and nationalism, and it occurred in the many parts of Europe like Italy, Germany, Ireland and Poland. So next question is, who led the revolution? Okay, the idea came like that, and who this led the revolution? Yes, the educated middle class people. Okay, the educated middle class people like the professors, school teachers, clerks, etc. led the revolution. So I think you got an idea why the revolutionary ideas came and what was the period. That was, it was between the 1830 to 1848. Okay, and which countries? European countries, or almost all parts were there, and mainly which countries? The Italy, Germany, Ireland, and Poland, etc. Okay, children. Okay, next our topic is the July Revolution and the Greek Revolution. Okay, we learned under the Treaty of Vienna in 1850, the Bourbon dynasty was restored, isn't it? The Bourbon dynasty was restored in France at that time under the Treaty of Vienna. This dynasty was again overthrown by the liberal revolutionaries in July 1830. Okay, this Bourbon dynasty again they were overthrown by the liberal revolutionaries in July 1830. Okay, and the constitutional monarchy was set up. Okay, this Bourbon dynasty was overthrown by the liberal revolutionaries and the constitutional monarchy was set up. Okay, according to this, the king have to rule according to the constitutional laws. The king have to rule according to the constitutional laws. And when this constitutional monarchy was set up, who became the head? The Louis Philippe became its head. Okay, the second point of the July Revolution is the revolution started in the Brussels. Where the revolution started? The revolution started in the Brussels. And where is Brussels? Yes, Brussels is the capital of the Belgium. Where the Brussels is the capital of the Belgium. Slowly, this revolution upheaded the whole Belgium. So the revolution started in the this Brussels, and Brussels is the capital of the Belgium. Slowly the revolution spreaded the whole Belgium. Got it? At that time, the Belgium was under the control of the United Kingdom of Netherlands. Okay, at that time the Belgium was under the control of the United Kingdom of Netherlands. Now what happened means Belgium demanded freedom. The Belgium demanded freedom, and the revolution led the breaking away of the Belgium. Okay, the Belgium now demanded the freedom, and this revolution it led to the breaking away of the Belgium from the Netherlands. That was the July Revolution. Understood? Okay. Next our topic is the Greek Revolution. Okay, Greek Revolution. That means we discussed that the national feelings spread among all the European countries at that time. That means during the 1830s, we can see that the idea of the nationalism or the spread of the nationalism was spreading all through this European countries. So here what happened? The Greek, okay, the Greek people also there, such an idea of this nationalist movement or the nationalist idea led the people of the Greece for the war of independence. Okay, at that time the Greek people, the Greece had been the part of the Ottoman Empire. Okay, so at that time the Greece was the part of the Ottoman Empire. Already these people started the struggle in 1821. Now it is 1830, but already the people started for the freedom when at the 1821. Okay. That means here they are also crying, we too need freedom, we too need freedom. All the European countries are getting freedom. Why don't we have getting freedom? Like that they struggled. So here in 1830, already the people started their struggle in 1821. But one good thing happened here means the Western European countries gave support for them now. Okay, now the Greek people got the support from the Western European countries and from the poets and the artists. So okay, if we are struggling for something and we are getting the help from some others also, it will be a support for us, no? Yes, like that. Now the nationalists fought with the support of the Western European countries and others. And what happened? At last they signed the treaty of this Constantinople. Okay, when in 1832 they signed the treaty of the Constantinople, declared Greece as an independent nation. Got it? It's very easy, no? Yes, that was the Greek Revolution. Okay, have a look. Greek was under the Ottoman Empire. Already they started the struggle in 1821, but at that time they didn't get any support. But now, when the 1830s, the nationalist idea was spreading all through the European countries, they got the support from the Western European countries and the poets and artists. So they fought together, and at last in 1832, they signed the Treaty of Constantinople, which declared Greece as a nation state. Okay children, this is the topic I am taking today, because if I am taking all the topic, it will become a confusion for you, isn't it? So here I hope you understand all the topics I took today. If you have any doubt, please drop the comments. I will clear it. Okay, and other thing always I have to say is that please subscribe my channel, share and like. Thank you. Have a good day.